Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the Aaron Elijah here. We're here for another episode of Speaks and Sip. I got back with me.
Yo, I'm back.
You know, he had a little vacation time, but he's here. Don't worry, he's not fired.
Yeah, I was traveling the world.
I got Philosopher here with me. What's going on, man?
You already know.
Yo.
You already know. I'm ready. I'm ready.
And I got a special guest as well. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Asia J. Lifts. I'm from Bronx, New York, and if you need a private trainer, I'm here.
Let's get it. All right, Mr. Philosopher, break it down to us. What are we talking about today?
So today's topic is basically going to be about, what to expect as a personal trainer and what to expect as a trainee coming in when you meet a trainer. Like, as soon as you walk through the door, what is it to expect from a personal trainer standpoint? And then as a trainee, as you sitting down, what you should expect and what you should, kind of questions you should ask a trainer when you come into the facility.
Copy. Okay. All right. So let's get it started. Let's just go straight into it in reference to basically step one, consultation. Oh yeah, before even the session, but consultation, just sitting, breaking down, talking to the person, understanding what exactly you're gonna get out of the conversation. So question for you guys in reference to speaking to a potential client. What are some icebreaker questions you guys will ask?
Icebreaker questions. I feel like the way my inquiries work, though, is a little different. Like, I get inquiries based off, like, Instagram.
Okay.
Or, like, a survey link, or via email. So after that, it's pretty direct. Like, I'll ask them what their goals are, what their intention is in the gym, what their weight is, like, fitness assessments, such things like that. But as far as icebreaker questions, I feel like I kind of just meet people where they are.
Okay.
So aside from fitness, I have a background in psychology. I'm also currently in my program for mental health counseling. So it's very personable for me. Like, I like to meet individuals where they are because it's not one shoe fits all, right? So at that point, it's kind of like, let me see what your goals are. Let me see what your intentions are. Let me see how well-versed you are even in this environment or what comfortability level you're at. And then I feel like we'd go from there. But it's very conversational. It's not like I have a complete format for each inquiry that's sent to me. It's kind of very, like, natural, I'd like to say.
All right. I would say, yeah, that's probably something that's different in nowadays compared to, like, kind of the groundwork in-person stuff compared to now what social media has created.
Yeah, everything's online now.
Yeah, it kind of made things easier. And it's funny because, like, also with that comes, like, more virtual training. Those type of things went up. Okay, so moving forward past the icebreaker questions per se, when you guys are doing an assessment, right? All right, now, like, even if the person was online, let's say you met up with the person, whatever the case may be, whether it's first session or otherwise, right? What are some things that you're gonna go through the first time around? Because keep in mind, you don't know anything in reference to how much this person can push, pull, lift, anything.
I think the easiest thing to do is just anything body weight wise.
Okay.
Just a general body weight or body composition workout, just to see if they're able to do X, Y, and Z. Because there are people that are at different levels, and that's the easiest way to assess somebody's level, especially if they've never been to a gym before, they never had a personal trainer, they never worked out before, so on and so forth. And go through, like, stretching routines and stuff like that. Nothing more than 30 minutes.
Okay. All right. What about you guys? What do you think?
So for me, I like to approach things with, like, something that we was talking about earlier. It's called a triple Ps.
Yeah.
I like to use the same thing that you use, just general questions, and I'm gonna elaborate what you said on that too. So one of the Ps is the person. Who's the person that's in front of you? Once I get to know who's the person that's in front of me, like for instance, what do you do as far as work? The reason why I'm asking those questions is because I want to know what type of package I'm gonna present to you. So let's say, for instance, you say I'm a bartender. Well, I know I can't push to you, let's say, for instance, a package that costs, let's say, 3 times a week at an hour, 12 times a month. I need to come to something that's within your budget.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's the person. Not only a person, I want to know if you have any injuries. I want to know if you have any preconceived conditions, if you want any medications. All those questions need to be asked once I'm sitting in front of you, because that's data. And when you have that data, it makes your job much, much easier. So it's like call me like the human AI for programming, because I'm gonna ask certain questions to make my job easier. So that's the person. Now, what you just said something on is like, you want to meet people where they at. And I ask you, what's your purpose? Someone might say, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds by vacation. Oh, I want to be fit for this wedding. Well, what's the time frame that you need to get this in? How many pounds you trying to lose? Once I get all that information gathered, then I know what type of program, which is the last P, to design for you. So the person, I want to know your body type. Are you ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph? All that means something. That means something on how I'm designing your program for you and what your purpose is. And then the time frame that we have.
Right.
Once we could get all those 3 P's down, person, purpose, and program, life is much, much easier.
P.
As
I'm pushing P.
Pushing, yeah, right. I'm pushing P's.
The 3
Right?
P's.
It make life easier. And what you said as far as the assessment, I agree 100% with that. So the basic assessment is hip, hinge, push, pull, lunge, turn, something like that. So once you could get those, a push up, a pull up, what's your upper body strength?
Yep.
What's your balance like? Can you do a single leg stiff-legged deadlift without it? Because once you get into the gym and you start training, those are the same movements you're gonna use on a continuous basis over and over and over again. So that initial assessment is gonna let me know where you at as far as fitness-wise is concerned. Now I know, okay, I can't use this on her because she's more intermediate. I gotta step it up a little bit.
Right.
Oh, this lady can't lunge or balance. Oh, we need to work on her glutes and her core. So those are things that I'm looking for when I'm doing my assessment. And again, once the assessment is done, then life should be easier. The person, your purpose, and then the program comes last.
Okay. And I don't know if I can add to that, Dan, but yeah, I'm saying
About to add a 4th P?
Yo. Yo. But to add to that, basically, like, it's the same thing, just breaking it down differently, so those who may not completely understand it one way. What we're looking for in reference to the personal training world, and just in reference to like consultation and having these sessions set up, we do this to make sure knowledge is power in a sense.
Absolutely.
So we do this to make sure we are protecting ourselves and yourself as well. So we need to know in reference to your cardiovascular, we need to know breathing, muscular strength, endurance, flexibility. So stating all of these examples of exercises, that's what we're looking for when we do these things. As we build a program for you guys, that's when it comes into play, weights,
right,
or something programmed specifically for you rather than the generic, which sometimes happens. People give, a generic plan. It may make things easier for them, quotations for themselves in that moment, but that may not be the best way moving forward.
People plateau a lot faster.
Yeah.
I think the assessment is also important just so we can, sometimes it's realistic and humane to like, I got to admit when I can't do something too.
Correct.
Like, it's not just for the client. It's also to see like, okay, can I deal with this kind of client? Like, are we fit for each other? So I think the assessment is important to understand like, okay, this is my dynamic. This is what I can provide. And then you're telling me what you're expecting, and let's see if we can meet each other in the middle. So it's not always like, okay, let me just meet you where you're at exactly. But it's also a little compromise because it's like maybe I can't offer what you're asking, or maybe you can't execute what I'm offering. So I think it's a little balance.
That's an interesting standpoint, but I would disagree.
Okay.
Here's why. Because it's one of those things like, let's say, for instance, you got somebody, and like a lot of trainers where I'm at, they will deny certain people, like, because they want someone that's the fittest, they want someone that's like the perfect client. I, on the other hand, taking clients that got diabetes. I'm taking clients that got knee problems. I'm taking clients that got heart problems. They got
bring the whole nursing home.
Think of like a nursing home.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge for me as a personal trainer because it helps me to expand my education.
Yes.
So if I don't know something, not saying that you don't,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do research. So a lot of times what I've learned is, and at first in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't want those clients.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? Let me challenge myself. Let me take this person and see if I could deal with this person. Let me take the Karen or the Kevin, someone that, and then once they start to see the value that I bring to the table, then it's one of those things. It's like, oh, this guy does bring value. Those are clients, and usually they stay the longest. They'll stay a year, 2 years. As opposed to the person who says, oh, I just want to get fit for this vacation.
Right.
So now I know while I'm training you, I'm actually looking for the next person.
Yes.
So as I'm training you, I know you could do a squat and press. I know you could do this, but I'm looking for the next person around. So my eyes are wandering because I know you're not going to be there for the long haul. You just temporary. You understand what I'm saying? So, but to go back to what you were saying is, I understand what you're saying, but in parts I disagree in some parts because it's never going to be the perfect client. It's like almost, when you do find that person, it's like the best thing in the world. It's like, oh, this is so easy. I can program easy. I can do this. But there's a 9 times out of 10, this not going to be the perfect person.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't ever expect a client to be perfect or me to find like someone that fits the mold, because I don't have a mold being presented. But at the same time, I feel like, so a big part of my programming is like personality. I also have a lot of clients. I have clients with cancer, beet cancer. I have clients that have arthritis. I have clients with back issues. I have clients with anxiety, depression.
Wow.
So a lot of like the intention behind the workouts when I started personally, it wasn't just for like, it was for physique too.
Right.
But it was a lot of like mental clarity. So at the same time, I'm offering, you know, the gym is like an outlet to a degree in my plan. So if if you're not looking for like, I guess, a coach in more than just physical outlet, then I might not be the best fit for you. Right? Because at the same time, I want us to grow as people. Like, I want to help you grow. So, yeah. Okay. I would never turn anyone down, though.
Okay. Yeah. So, how about this? So, being that we're kind of like aiding to their side of things, let's flip the script real quick. So, from knowledge and from assumption, what do we assume that potential client expects from an assessment? Or give examples of things that you guys gone through in reference to an assessment. Like, what have they said? Like, oh, because I know for a fact I've had situations where someone has pulled up and they expected, like, we're going straight into, like, it's program time. It's time to, like, train. And it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, they want too much shit.
You know? So it does.
they want the Instagram shit.
You know?
Right from the jump. It don't work like that.
You know, someone used to say, he called it the microwave generation.
Yeah.
They want to put in a microwave and bing, and it comes out. And it don't work like that
at all.
Nah.
Send a post like, "Oh, can I have this tomorrow?" Like,
yeah. So I feel like a lot of that does happen. But I will also say, in the trainers do things differently.
Yeah.
So I won't say anybody's wrong per se. I won't put any blame.
Right.
But like, because it isn't one definitive way to do things, that's sometimes why I know some people expect things immediately off that first session.
Yeah, I think, all right, so to keep it 100, people are looking for inconsistency in the training. If you want me to be funky about it, if you train 10 people, 6 or 7 out of those 10 have never been trained before, but they know someone that knows someone that knows someone. So then they say, oh, but I used to do it this way. Oh, I know somebody that they trained me before and they did it this way. So it's more of shut up. Shut up.
That's a fact.
Clients that talk to you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Let me tell you what I know and why I know it works.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I know and why it works. Let me show you why you paid me to do X, Y, and Z. Because when they pull up, like Kevin said, they looking for the microwave effect, and they want instant results 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it don't work like that. So they're looking for an inconsistency in something that you do, and then trying to school you on something that you went to school for, that you put in work for, that you put in time for. So their expectations are way higher than what ours are. So we almost have to put ours at a ground level just to meet them in the middle.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't pull up with any expectations because we get, once again, there's no definitive client. Like, there's no one person that we deal with on a day-to-day. It's basically like therapy. Real shit. Like, like it becomes so personal that it's like shit. Like, another thing too, like it all goes into effect. I know sometimes what I'll ask when we have these moments of consultations or whatever session, whatever people are calling it, when you ask the question of how's your eating habit?
That's one of the roughest.
That's the
and
worst.
That makes or breaks the results, though, too.
Yeah. So like, people don't truly understand. Even sometimes we don't. Even in our world, don't truly understand like how much the food intake affects us. Affects the client.
It affects the person.
In reference to like whatever their goal is. Because if we do, like, let's say, for example, they give us the breakdown of basically their life, what they want their goal to be or how they want to look or I want to look like this person and all this other bullshit, right? they don't understand. Once we break down, okay, so how many times a day do you eat? What do you eat? Right? Okay, is this a consistent number? Is this a consistent meal? You know? Have you ever tried protein shakes? Do you even know what protein works for you? Do you feel bloated after you take this? Do you, you know what I'm saying? It's so, are you a person that has ever taken creatine? Do you take all of these things?
Right.
You know, caffeine, everything. You know, so when you break down a lot of this stuff, it could be a make or break, and sometimes it scares people, and they look at it in a sense like, damn, like, is it really that serious? But I thought it was about working out. And it's like, yeah, but what happens after you work out?
You know, I had to cut that out though. I had to cut that out when I was training people because I became certified in nutrition.
Okay.
So
you started with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started with being certified in nutrition, and then I went to personal training.
Okay.
So then I thought, yeah, I got the leg up on the competition. You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit more than the next mofo. You know what I'm saying? So, but then like as time went on, one question turns into 10 questions, turns into 20 questions, and then you're not even holding yourself accountable, the client, not the trainer, but you're not even holding yourself accountable to the questions that you're asking me and the answers that I'm giving. So what I did was I started asking people, do you have health insurance? No, hear me out. Hear me out. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Do you have health insurance?
Yo, okay, you asked them this.
Yeah, I asked them, do they have health insurance?
Give me both scenarios.
Well, there's only one. Either you do or you don't.
Okay, no, but give me if they say, okay, if they say yes, obviously you proceed as.
No, if I ask them if they have health insurance, because there are a lot of jobs that cover licensed dietitians and nutritionists. So I don't have to go as far as giving you a whole meal plan if I don't see to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's not something that area that I want to go to with that person, hey, I suggest you seek a dietitian, and they're licensed. You know, you have to take an exam, pass a board, all of that stuff. So that takes that off my plate. Yeah, you got a question about, can I eat this right now? You know, I answer that. But as far as like how your diet goes, if you have insurance and your job covers that part, route, go that route. I suggest you do that. If you don't, then I will give you some nuggets to go along with. Yeah. But then I'm also going to ask you to do some research on your own. Because, like I said, I'm not there 24/7 to hold you accountable to what you eat and what you do. So, like you said, knowledge is power. So if I'm giving you that knowledge and now you go seek it for yourself, you might take it a little more serious than what you were doing before. Now questions turn into conversations instead. You know what I'm saying? But it don't sound crazy after you explain it.
Yeah. You gotta break it down. Yeah. When you just ask the question, they're like, "What the fuck?" This guy
got health insurance.
And that goes into what you're saying as far as the person, and go into what you're saying is like developing interpersonal relationships. So in the beginning, what I'm doing is from the psychology standpoint, breaking it down. Now I'm looking at how you're sitting down in front of me too, because your body language speaks volumes of what you're doing. If you're like this or you turned around, then I know. Wait a minute, I need to disarm this person, so to say, not disarm like this.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But like, how can I make you comfortable in this situation? I would give you something and be like, write your name on this piece of paper, and then you start writing it down. Now you're more comfortable, and I'm asking you questions. Not only questions just related to personal training. I'm asking them, so what do you do outside of personal training? Because now in that 30 minutes that I'm doing that consultation, in that 30 minutes, I'm going to know so much about you won't even believe it. I'm going to know what's your favorite color, what you like to drink, what's your favorite movie, what book you done read, where you work, how often you work, what you eat, what you don't like. You understand what I'm saying?
Chicken breast.
I'm gonna learn so much about you in that particular time. Now, again, it just gathering information, and it makes life easier. So once I have that information, then it's like, okay, you're comfortable now. And once you're comfortable, then again, it makes life easier. Because now when I ask of something of you, now there's trust that's there. You're like, oh, I trust this guy. Because it comes down to the questions. Because when people get in there, they're like this all the time. Because a lot of times they think it's a scam. You know, and I have people tell me, oh, this is a scam. I don't want to do this and this and that. And then once I start breaking it down to them, like break it down like to the very last compound, then it's like, wait a minute. Oh, this is real. And I've noticed it all depends on the person that you deal with, right? And the verbiage is also important too. So like if someone who's a lawyer and I'm talking to this person, well, I know I have to kind of step up my language as far as talking to this person. And not saying the lawyer is smarter than someone who's a bartender, but they come from a different background, so the expectation is different. I know the lawyer is more structured, they like firm, or a school teacher, she understands about programming, or I need to be like this. Or let's say, for instance, let's say the bartender. I know the bartender understands, okay, recipes. So I'm gonna break it down. I'll be like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. The lunges are like, say, like a martini, and this is what you gotta do. And then they understand, or a lawyer, or let's say, for instance, I'm with an architect, and the architect's sitting in front of me, and they're like, well, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna tell them, well, listen, this is your blueprint. This is what we're gonna design for you. And then they start to understand the language. So I'm speaking the language that they're familiar with.
Right.
And again, that tends to disarm a lot of people. And once they get comfortable, then the trainer becomes so comfortable. Now it's one of those things is now they forget about the training because now the interpersonal relationship is so good, you're gonna want to come back. So it's like someone like a baby addicted to milk, like a crackhead addicted to crack, like a personal trainer addicted.
No,
but
how you go from baby to crackhead?
It's all good. What I'm saying, it's like when you work out,
this
right?
Is your lifespan.
That's the life
you work out, right? And how good you feel when you work out. And after the workout, you like, I feel great. That's the feeling I want you to have every time that you come to the gym. So whatever's going on in my life or anything else, you won't even know. Because at that particular time, your time is valuable because that's what you're paying me for. So I want to make sure that, again, number one, you leave with a great experience, not only a great experience, but a great workout as well. And then again, once that tends to happen from what I've seen, from what experience I've seen, what I've seen is those people tend to stay for the long haul. They're not just coming back and just staying for, let's say, 1 or 2 sessions. They're like, yo, I can talk to this person. We get along. They could talk to me about their kids, their husband, their wives, their partner. You could talk to me about anything, work, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And when you leave, you might leave and walk out and be like, damn, I want to go back. But I got somebody else that's coming after you. You understand what I'm saying? But that's how I tend to approach it. Not just only getting results, but like making sure that you have a great experience while you're there. And I want to treat you like how I want to be treated. So if you was my trainer, I want you to treat me the same way.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you to give me the same program you gave the person before you.
Right.
You know, give me something different. Show me your value.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I tend to bring to the table. I'm gonna show you my value. And if I go on vacation, I'm gonna be like, yo, here, take my client.
Right.
So they can understand the value that I bring. Because when I'm gonna be on vacation,
once
I'm
they
like,
get something else, they're gonna
yo, listen, man, Orlando, I don't know what's going on.
Yo.
Dude.
I ain't gonna be back for another 2 weeks.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. I think, like you said, it's important to meet them exactly where they're at. Like, according to like nutrition itself, I'm not certified in nutrition, so I don't offer necessarily plans.
Don't do it.
I don't know that if I plan to, I got enough on my plate, but I do offer like a grocery list, right? And then I'll give you like your macros in general, like the calories you got to hit for the day, according like protein, carbs, and fats. We'll go from there. But at the end of the day, for me, it's not all about physical results, because like, I mean, I deal with a lot of women. I maybe have like 1 or 2 men, and the women, their hormones are always fluctuating, like water weight, you know, like physical, like sexual hormones, everything is just up and down, and women get stressed easily. And so like a lot of the women I deal with, they have either, which is like, I think it's kind of cool that the dynamic that I bring is like very personable, psychological, and also fitness. It's like a lot of the people I deal with, they have either relationship issues, they have anxiety, they have depression. And I think I make it a safe enough space for you to be a person too. Because I think a lot of the times in the gym, it's very much like everyone's there to better themselves, which is very admirable. But at the same time, I think women don't have enough of a safe space to enter that gym and feel strong enough to have that presence.
Yeah.
So I think like us being side by side, I don't think they're incapable without me, but I think us being together and really feeding off of each other really gives them that strength to like, okay, like I could do this. Because a lot of the times my clients are capable of every movement that I teach. All I got to do is tweak one thing. For example, a squat. If I put, what do you call it? Like a foam roller in front of them. That's a little technique that I like to do for beginners. Keep your spine straight, spine neutral, drop your hips, and then that exact vertical angle will help them like get the idea. Like, okay, it's really that simple. Like if you just bring it back to the basics, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to do, you don't have to do all these like crazy, you know, I see on Instagram these Smith machine workouts, like women kicking up the barbell in the Smith. Like it doesn't have to be that complex. And it's not judging the women that do that. If it works for you, it works for you.
I'm judging.
Completely. I'm not judging because in the beginning I probably looked crazy too. Like,
ain't it your job to judge though? I mean,
it's not my job to judge. It's my job to help and criticize and give you my suggestions, and if you want to take them as a person, you take them.
She brought
if
an
you
A
don't,
game.
if you don't want to take them, then that's on you. If you don't see the results, I'm gonna revisit that, and I'm gonna be like, remember I told you this, but you wanted to do this, and that's all accountability. And I think on every direction. So I'm not here to point my finger all the time.
Right.
I'm here. I'm gonna tell you what I know, what my knowledge is.
Right.
I'm gonna disclose what I'm capable of, and if you want to trust me enough to follow that lead, then we have a good team dynamic.
When I say judge, I don't necessarily mean like judge, but you're objective when you looking at somebody. So like again, if I'm observing you, let's say for instance, bench pressing, and I might not bench press as much as you, and I don't. You understand what I'm saying? But
yeah, we know that. We know that.
I know.
Don't start
this.
Well, not now.
Yeah,
Not now.
Yeah, we know that.
Not now.
Nah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We're
Don't
gonna
do that.
find out. You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do?
You want to know who bench the most?
We're gonna do it 3 months.
Say less.
Yeah, 3 months.
Say
Mr.
less.
275. I've been doing that.
Oh,
When you was in the army, I was doing that.
Oh, you gonna call out the number?
Muscle has
You
memory.
keep saying you've been doing something and ain't done
Muscle
it.
has memory.
I ain't seen it. It must be a memory because I ain't seen it.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
You feel me?
Okay.
But we'll get there. Don't
The
worry.
challenge is on.
Yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry.
hot in here.
Yeah.
How much you benching?
Me? Only 105. That's my PR.
It's
I
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
it's
that's okay.
okay. That's good.
can't talk my shit here.
All right.
Good.
So hold on. Let's get back to it real quick. So right after we sum all that stuff up, we have these conversations. We do the assessment and the physical part of the test and whatnot. All right. At the end, when you get back to that table or that standpoint of that conversation, you're breaking down packages at this point. So now, how do you feel? Well, let me be controversial. Is there a right way to word how you sell a package?
Absolutely.
Put me on. Break it down.
Yeah. Okay. So now, that's a fabulous question. That's a
Yeah.
great question. Okay. So
Here you go.
No, this is some real shit. That's
Clear-
some real
clear
shit.
out.
Because it's gonna
Clear out.
move. So boom. Okay. So the person finishes, and I did my assessment again: hip hinge, push, pull, press. Just the best of the basics. So how do you squat? Your knees collapsing. That's number one. So if your knees collapsing, I want to know.
Aggressive.
You know,
Yeah.
No, what I mean by aggressive,
Okay.
I mean like, okay, can you squat? And
Yeah.
your technique, I'm gonna try that. That's a real good technique.
Thank you.
When you lunge, I want to see how you're lunging. There's certain things that I'm looking for. Can you even do a pull-up? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Male or female, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I have some females, and I train mostly females myself. Like, and like say 95% of my clients are females. I understand clearly what you're saying as far as emotions, hormones, and all that. And remember, so I'm a male, so it's kind of like I gotta be like, I can't be too aggressive. They be like, "Why you're so aggressive?" And I'm like, "This is
But
just normal."
I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
I think
you
a
could,
common
listen.
misconception there is women could take it.
Yeah,
Sometimes women need that barrier knocked down. Like, I'm going to test you,
yeah,
but you don't have to put your guard down.
Right.
You just got to learn how to build that barrier
Right.
up.
right. I know I understand when to be firm
Mm-hmm.
and when to take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're gonna have to take that step back and be sensitive to the situation that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to like, okay, so once we finish and I did my assessment, it's a basic, like you said, body weight assessment. So once I finish that body weight assessments, I'm gonna sit you down. I'm gonna go over everything that you did, and I'm gonna explain to you why is it that we did this. And as I'm going into you, I'm telling you, and I'm using words. Think of it like this: there's a movie, right? And the movie is Focus. It's with Will Smith and Margot Robbie. So and it deals with psychology. It's a very good movie. But in the movie, Will Smith was reminding the guy that he wanted him to bet on the number 55 the whole time. So throughout the whole time, the guy would see 55 everywhere he go. He's in the hallway, he sees 55. He's in the limousine, he sees 55. So the whole time that I'm sitting down, even in the consultation with you, I'm telling you not this is what you're gonna do. I'm using keywords like this is what we're gonna do. This is how this is how everything is about us. So by the time you sit down, you know that I'm here for you. And I'm letting you know I am here for you. So we are gonna do this. This is what we're gonna do. This is the package that we're gonna invest in.
Team effort.
You know, so it's a team effort. And I'm letting you know you and I gonna make a great team. So once you sit down, and again, everything is broken down, by the time that you sit down and I break down your assessment, whether it's you did it good, I'm gonna let you know the things that you did good, and I'm gonna let you know the things that need improvement. Now, I've had people where it's like, listen, all you need is a program.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing bad to say. So here's the program, and I'll ask you, because I know what package to ask from you with this key question. Are you someone who's self-sufficient, or you like to be guided? So with that lets me know, okay, I need to go for the juggler on this one. So I'm asking for that 4 times a week, 60 minutes. If you someone
Get all this crack.
Yes, right. If you someone who's that likes to be that's self-sufficient, then I know I need to take my foot off the gas a little bit, and I'm gonna offer you a package. Let's say, for instance, 2 times a week, something that you withstand. But that comes with information gathering in the beginning, knowing what you do for work, knowing what, like, if you like to go out on the weekends. So I'm accounting for all of that. Now, let's say, for instance, you tell me you're a teacher. Automatically, I know how much you make a year. So once you tell me you're a teacher, I know if you live in this area. Oh, you live in this area? How much your rent is like. Yep. So by the time I finish my calculations, I know how much disposable income that you have and what you could withstand. So I know what package to ask of you. Now, if you tell me you're a lawyer, I'm going up. If you tell me you're a teacher, or if you tell me you got 2 kids, ooh, I need to take my foot off the gas because she got kind of kids. Maybe she's once a week, 4 times a month. I'm gonna design a program for you. We're gonna do check-ins every week. Every week, we're gonna do something different on the program. And this is what I need of you when you're at the gym. And sometimes, even if I'm training somebody and I see them and the person who's with me, I might guide them in like a subtle way. Like, let's say, for instance, I'm training, let's say, a lady, and she's right here, and she's doing her squat and press. But this lady over here that I see, that I train, she's doing her lunges. I might go like this to tuck her stomach in, and then she knows. So, and they see value in that, but it's not taken away from the person over here, and it's benefiting this person here. So now when they see that, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, I can do this. And I want you to believe that you can do it. Once you can believe that, my job becomes easier.
Yeah.
And then you're going to sign on the dotted line.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing that's guaranteed in life, but there's a 99 percentile you're going to sign.
Yeah.
I like that.
His crack is pure.
One thing I have to comment on.
That's a rewrap. Yo, go ahead.
No, that's okay. One thing I have to comment on the pricing. Unfortunately, I'm different. I don't like to, like, once a price is set for me, I'm not lowering it. I'll accommodate to a point, like we could do 2, maybe 3, 3-week split payment plans. But just because you're a lawyer, just because you're here, just because you're there, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not here basing my prices. Like, if I think I'm worth something, I'm going to tell you what I think I'm worth. It's up to you to make that decision.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, at the gym price is already set. They're already set. I'm not saying because you're a lawyer, oh, this is a higher price for you. No, this is the price. But I know you're more likely to invest in that package as opposed to, let's say, for instance, a teacher who's only making, let's say, $50,000 a year. You're not going to have that, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. But the price is already set.
And I think that's a fair, assessment, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
I guess that's a fair assessment. But the way I approach it is, so I offer a couple packages. I offer like per session. I'll have a fee for that. I'll offer 8 sessions a month, 1 flat fee. I'll offer virtual plan. I actually have online coach clients that I'll offer virtual planning with. And like you said, some people don't need that direct coaching. They can do it on their own. The fitness assessment, it clearly states, I'm capable of doing this. I've done this in the past. I don't need direct guidance. So if you're that kind of client, maybe I don't need to see you all the time, but maybe you need help with, I want to build a lot of my clients. I want to build some legs. I want to build some ass. So at that point, it's like, okay, here's a recipe I could send you, and then we can work from there. But I'm also going to leave my in-person time for really like the clients that really, really need it, that really need to build that confidence, that really need to build, I guess, that habit that they haven't been able to do on their own. So I like your approach, actually, on meeting people where they are and offering them the package that really suits them. And I do offer the packages, but I never thought of it that way. So that was really insightful of you.
You know what I think, too, just to level it out even more? It's the same shit worded differently only because it depends on if you're training within a gym or if you're doing full-on personal training.
Yeah.
So I think that's what differentiates as well. So a lot of times what happens is Aiden, on the side of a potential client, if I'm the client and I walk in, let's say I had an experience with both, if you walk into a gym and you ask them, like, what are their prices? Like, a lot of times some people even ask, like, can I just get training without the membership? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then sometimes people just go directly to a personal trainer. But the thing is, a lot of times, something to what you said, they're kind of referenced, you know, where it's like they heard from somebody, et cetera, so forth, whatever the case is. Or to what you said from the beginning, it might be something based on like media. So if you see somebody on social media doing fitness, you're gonna DM them to be like, oh, like it piques my interest. Like I'm interested.
Right.
What's your pricing like? If you go into a gym and let's say you're the trainer at the gym or whatever the case is, you go into the gym and now you walk in, they're not necessarily asking for your price. You know what I'm saying? They're saying like, what are the prices in general? So that's why negotiation may be a little different. So I think that's something that definitely makes a difference, but both respecting the idea of like understanding your value as a trainer. You get what I'm saying? Like when we're in spaces, whether we work for a corporation or for ourselves, the value that we bring is what it is. So like a lot of times you have people, and it's on both ends. They'll come late. They'll not show up at all. Right? Or you'll have situations where they're like hesitant because they're like, or they tell you like, oh, well, last time I trained, look, man, that shit out.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I want to hear
like,
that
we're
shit.
not there. We're
You know
not
what
at the
I'm saying?
last time.
Yeah, we're not
shut
there.
up.
Last time, that person, who knows what that person did? I don't really care what that person did, because if you want me to care about what they did, you basically want me to compare what I'm gonna give you. You get what I'm saying? Rather than you
You're gonna
just
hold me
seeing
to their standard.
exactly.
Not my own.
You know, like, and understand like the same way you tried that, try this. You know, try this, see where you get, but hold yourself accountable to what you're doing on your end, whether that's your food intake, showing up to your sessions, and just giving it your all, and then go from there, you know? So I think in reference to the consultation, like just that first assessment, a lot of times they come in with this like
preconceived notion.
you know, these notions in their head that it's just like, yo, like it has to be a certain way. Like in reality, you kind of have to understand when you coming in as a client, like I'm giving power to this trainer. You know, like the pride has to go aside. A lot of that shit just has to like,
you already here.
You know what I'm saying? You came for help. That's just what it is. Like the bottom line. You came because you felt like you wanted help. You may not need it, but you feel like you want help. And that's for us to figure out like how far in reference to if it's a virtual thing, if it's just like, yo, here, take this program. Or if it's like, you know what, like you do need help and it's not to bash you, but I'm here to help you and let's get you right. Right. You know, whether their knees collapsing, you know, they can't fucking curl or squat a certain amount of weight that they should, their own body weight.
Even do a plank for
30
seconds.
Anything simple as that, like those type of things, it's like, okay, this is what we're here for.
Yeah, and I agree with you what you just said, because it comes down to the person again. So now, it's from putting myself in their shoes, because I like to put myself in their shoes, and I put myself in and I put them in my shoes. For the person that comes there, it's really hard for them, because think about it like this, right? And I'm not gonna bring up race, but I'm gonna bring up race. For someone like me as a black man, right? And they see me there, they like, oh my God. Now think about what people see on TV and what they constantly see. So I actually have to kind of like prove myself before even proving myself.
That's a fact.
And I have to continually to prove myself over and over again. So what I'm trying to do when the person sits down is like, number one, build that trust. And like you said, whatever you did before, let's put that to the side. Let's put that over here, because this is what you're doing when you come to me. You're actually paying me to tell you what to do.
Technically.
So, and they don't like that when I tell them that. I was like, listen, with all due respect, but you're paying me to tell you what to do. So I'm your boss, but you're paying me. And I've had people tell me, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my, and they get upset, but it's the truth. And the truth is gonna hurt. You're paying me to tell you what to do. So now what I need you to do is that same money that you took and invested in me and you believed in me, just take a step back and trust this process. But it's hard because they have to trust. So it's like, it's a relationship. Do you trust this person automatically? Because everyone's different, like you said. So I'm opposite. I'll give you all my trust first, but you have to do something in order to break that. But when the people come in, again, they're like this. So I gotta have them unlearn everything that they learned and relearn everything again. And that's not easy. That's hard. And when you're dealing with don't take this the wrong way. When you deal with females, it's like double the work.
Women are very emotional.
You know what I'm saying?
Women are
Get
very
back at him.
emotional.
Get back at him.
And sometimes we do feel like we know everything.
Yeah.
And that's the
Sometimes.
truth. That's okay.
Shit.
Yeah, sometimes.
Let's not
Sometimes.
jump up.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
We're going on another topic right now.
Let's not jump up.
No, but the women, it's like
Yo, but the women, yo.
it's
But these women.
Women, if you
Yeah.
need a safe
hard.
space, come.
Yeah.
come.
no, but
I'm just
that's a
kidding.
safe space. But it's hard to train some women because I have some women
Yeah.
that like, and I'm not gonna
Sure.
mention no names,
Yeah,
but I
please.
had a woman that was going on vacation. Let me just say that.
Oh,
And it was rough. Like I would train
Why?
her, and I'm just sweating. Cause I want to do this. This is so hard. Why
Women
we
are
keep doing?
tough, though.
Why we keep doing the same thing? I'm like, listen, hold on, listen. Do you trust me? Because if you trust me, just follow.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, and I'll tell them this: if it doesn't work,
You got to talk
I'll-
to them like you work big.
Yes, I'll give you all your money back if it doesn't work. But just try it. At
But I also think, yes, they should try it, but at the same time, understanding their past history with other people could help you understand what reasoning they have for being
I agree.
combative with you.
I agree.
So yes, it's important for them to forget about everything that they've been through in the past. I think it's correction. I don't think it's okay for them to forget everything they've been through in the past. I
I
feel like
agree.
they could
Okay.
remember it, but don't bring it into my space.
Right.
Use it to better yourself, and as if you want to use it as a foundation, that's completely fine. But if you're paying me to do a service, just understand that my rules may not match this other person.
Right.
You can't expect people to meet you or be you or have the same mindset as you when I'm offering something completely different. I don't even know who that person is.
That's
Right.
a fact.
You don't even know me yet.
Yeah.
We're still getting to know each other. So
Yeah.
at the same time, I do, women, I'm not even gonna, it is what it is. Sometimes we really like to
Tough.
fucking pull because it's like,
Tough.
sometimes we do feel like we're being told what to do. And it's more
Yes.
like,
Yes.
right.
it
And I think
personal.
that's
Yes.
very
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
I think it's very true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think it comes from, women don't necessarily like to be yes men. So they question a lot. And I think from a man's perspective, I could be wrong, but they do take it as like, damn, why doesn't she listen? Like, what the fuck is going on? But
Right.
at the same time, it might come from something else.
Right.
Yeah, it's a relationship.
Mhm.
So okay.
That's basically what it is.
when you
A
try-
relationship, I'm talking about
yeah.
any
It
relationship.
sounds
Any
like-
No,
relationship.
that's what
Even
I'm saying.
platonic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it's
whatever.
it's a relationship no matter what.
But
It
that's
is.
life.
It is.
The
It is.
dynamic is
A
always the
friendship?
same.
That's a
Always.
relationship.
A romantic relationship?
Yeah.
Everything's a relationship.
Yeah, but the
it is.
dynamic is the same in all three.
In all
It is.
For men and
Right.
women, though.
Yeah,
Not
that's
just
what I'm
women.
saying.
No, no,
That's
no.
what I'm
Not
saying.
just women.
No, I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with you. I'm just saying it's the same. It's the same no
It's the
matter
same.
what.
So
Yeah.
Because when you deal with women that want to be trained, they want a specific thing,
yes.
but they don't know what that is. When you deal with
I'm a-
men, no, hold on. When you
Go
deal
ahead.
with men that want to be trained, they have an idea in their head,
Oh. Uh-oh.
but they don't know what that looks like.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about perception of what you see.
Mhm.
So what you see in your mind, you might not be able to articulate it, but they want a specific thing.
You just compared a man to a woman, not a woman to a woman. So,
Ooh.
No, I didn't do a comparison. What I did, I made two separate statements.
all right.
There
I
was a
need to hear it
period
one
in
more
there. So when a
Relationship.
yo, hold on, let me swing this back.
I get
Swing this
nervous.
back. Swing this back. No, not nervous.
Go ahead.
So when all right, so I'm gonna do the opposite
Okay,
just to
okay,
make
okay,
sure.
Okay.
When a man is being trained, right? Or when he wants to be trained, doesn't matter who the trainer is.
Mhm.
The man has a preconceived notion in their mind. I want to do this. I want to look like that. But they don't know what that looks like. So they're prideful when they come in, and they're not going to tell you exactly what they want to do, exactly how they want to do it. They're just going to follow you blindly and not tell you anything. But it'll come out in like subtle moments. Oh, I saw this on Instagram. They were doing it like this. I normally do it like that. That's how the men come out when they want to be trained. When it comes to women, when they want to be trained, they will tell you up front. Nah, I like to do it like this. I like to do it like that. But they don't even know what that is or what that looks like when it's in the right connotation, when it's in the right setting, when your movement is right. So when you're training them, for men, it's a lot harder because it's like, oh, just do what I say, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to teach you something. And when it comes to men don't say nothing. They just continue to do the same thing, but then they go back and be like, oh, well, I kind of don't like it because this is what I saw somebody else do. So they keep it to themselves. Women are more forward and men are more passive when it comes to being trained, if that makes sense.
Okay. I think you're speaking from an emotional aspect, which I agree with. But I also feel like you might be...
Talk to me.
You might be categorizing... Because I have women that are both passive and direct, right? So I don't think it's a man... And I don't think you're speaking for all men or all women.
No, of course not.
But I do think that... You know, it depends on the type of person in general that you're receiving. I think women can be direct, but I also think there are women that can be very passive. So at the same time, to what you're saying, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you're speaking from experience. Because I'm going to say that I would only disagree because my experience has been different.
I'm glad you said it, not me. Because I was going to say that.
That's okay. Your experience is not mine. Yeah. That's okay.
I'm speaking from experience on... I've trained outside and inside a gym. So... I'm not going to say every situation is exactly the same. They all end up like that. But that is the majority of the situations when you train. And the differences between training inside and outside the gym. I started outside the gym wanting to get the experience because I thought that training in the gym would give me a better structure when I started out. And come to find out, I had the structure that I needed. I just didn't know that it already existed.
Bet on yourself 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, 100%. So those experiences the
experiences you're presenting.
Yeah. That I talked about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Though anyway.
All right. So hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I think I'm gonna take this moment to have a speak up. You know.
Oh, it's that time already?
Yeah. Hold on. We're gonna have a speak up, and then we get back into the chit chat.
Okay.
Right. I'll start it off basically with everything that we're saying. Just to you guys out there watching, the audience, supporters and whatnot. Those of you in the fitness community and just overall in any community, to be honest, I think, and I feel as if you cannot and you should not want to control everything, right? So, and I say that in a sense where it's like it is truthfully just not possible. So to tie it in reference to what we're discussing, when you're coming in looking for help and you're looking for help from a personal trainer, understand that you're a human and we're human as well. So we are looking to connect with you. For some, I understand that you may be concerned that some people are just looking at it for the dollars. That makes sense. I get it. But you have to actually be genuine when you present yourself in these type of situations to understand genuity. And then when you identify that, you have to give that a try. If you do not give that a try, you will not know. You don't understand what opportunity will be out there for you. You might reach that goal from a person that you wasn't the ideal look that you wanted. Maybe they're not the trainer that looked how you wanted them to look. It don't matter. As long as like the stats and everything and everything matches the way you need it to be. Hold yourself accountable, and you can also still hold your trainer accountable.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? To make sure that training you properly, just express yourself. You're paying them, so regardless of if they're the person telling you what to do, you still have a freedom of speech. Let them know how you feel and let them know, I don't like this exercise because of X, Y, and Z, but give it a breakdown. Don't just say you don't like something, you know? Let us understand because once again, we are human. We are here to help you, you know, at least for all the real ones.
Yeah.
You know, so that much I will say.
Yeah, for the real ones. That's me, baby. The real one.
Hey, mama.
That guaranteed.
Yo.
99.
99, 2000.
It's two things I would like to say on that.
Yeah,
you know, and go into what you guys are saying.
I think I earned myself a donut.
And I want to, yeah, you did.
Yo.
So, all right, when you drive?
Do I drive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you driven? You driven? Do you drive
I've driven
the
you
rear
here.
view mirror or you use the windshield?
I use both.
But when you drive,
Both.
what do you use?
Both
What do you focus more on?
What do I focus on
Yeah.
more? What's ahead of me?
What's ahead of you? So with that being said, it's like this. You can't live your life looking through the rear view mirror. The windshield is so much bigger and it's so much more wider and there's much more to look at. So yes, you're gonna know what's in behind you, but it's behind you for a reason. So that means past relationships, past trainers, whatever it is that you experienced before, whether you had a bad experience, just think I'm the person that's in front of you right now. This is me. So give me that opportunity that you gave everyone else. You go to different restaurants, you try something different. Maybe you go to this restaurant, you might not like it, but you go to this restaurant and you like it. So think of me like that restaurant that you like. When, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, my boy be talking.
You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say that because, you know, like a lot of times people keep living in the past, and it's not living in the past. So let's meet right here. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
This is that windshield, and it's so much more that's ahead than is behind. You know it's behind you. So listen, if it's something that's bad that's behind there, you're like, you know what? Listen, I ain't going back there. I know it's there. Let me try this over here and see what this is like. And there's another thing for like clients too, and I like to tell them your attitude determines your altitude. If you come in with a bad attitude, your cortisol level is gonna be up.
Right.
So if you let's say 150 pounds and you're a woman and you 5'6", if you come in there stressed all the time, you can't lose that weight because you're stressed out. Stop getting on a scale because that's gonna stress you out. It's gonna raise your cortisol level.
Right.
So let's look at this from like a serious standpoint. These are the things that's needed. And if you're looking through the windshield, then you're gonna see nothing but sunlight and brightness when you're dealing with me. If you keep looking in that rearview mirror, you already know what's behind there. You understand what I'm saying? You know what's behind you. And a lot of times training people, they like to look through that rearview mirror. But before, but before, listen, forget about all of that. Here I am. Take me as I am. Give me a chance. And then when a lot of times the people that give me the chance is the ones that's still here to this day. You know what I'm saying? And I've trained some people 4 or 5 years. It's almost hard for them to leave. Cause it's like having your best friend, it's a relationship without benefits.
Yeah.
Everything that you want is
it's
here.
Benefits, just one-sided.
Nah, it's not benefits.
That's not beneficial.
Because it's like this, right? Let's look at it like this, right? From a male perspective. And this is just something thrown out from someone that I know, right? So a guy that I know, he had a client, right? So, so he decided that, he gonna mess with her. Then they started messing around. Now it's 4 times a week, 1 hour. 4 times a week, 1 hour, and you just mess up that bag.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, wait a minute, hold up, listen,
fellas, never mess up the bag.
Don't mess up that bag for real.
Never mess up the bag.
Yeah,
People,
don't mess up that
business
bag.
and pleasure.
You got to keep that separate because the money comes first. You understand what I'm saying? The money comes first. And if you develop that interpersonal relationship, why not have you as a friend for 5, 6 years as opposed to having you for, let's say, 5, 6 months, and then we do something and it's like, okay, you might say, it messes everything up because from a female's perspective, she's going to be like, oh, listen, I'm paying this guy to do this to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
twice.
Yeah, it's like, no, what I'm saying is like, you actually paying to be with this person now. So how would you feel as a female? And then from a guy perspective,
gigolo shit.
Yeah, but from a guy perspective, it's like, damn, like, it just doesn't work.
Damn,
you understand what I'm saying?
Pimping.
Nah,
mama.
it's just
Big
years of
pimpin',
seeing, like being in a corporate environment and seeing seeing firsthand what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
That's why I like to take clients that basically that's like are like whatever, however you come.
All right, word.
Yeah.
All right, so watch this, right? So, got him. We about to get spicy, right?
Got him.
Oh, all right, so let's say she started off as a client.
Okay.
Let's say they started off as a client.
Yeah.
They started off as a client. But then you like fuck you don't fuck up the bag yet, but you did the deed.
Yeah.
Right?
Did the deed.
He's like,
Are you
Same
gonna
page.
right? Yeah. Are you gonna take the initiative to be like, yo, look,
You can't.
something got it. You know what I'm saying?
You can't. It's already ruined.
So
As soon as you have the conversation, it's ruined.
Is this question just to him?
to all
That's
you guys.
all of us.
Yeah.
Because respectfully, I feel like once you cross that boundary, the boundary's crossed.
Yeah. You can't go back.
You can't take a step back.
You can't go
We're
back.
either gonna keep
So,
it there or we're done.
Yeah.
There's no,
You can't go back.
yeah,
Somebody gonna
I
get
think-
upset.
yeah.
Fact.
Somebody gonna get jealous.
Emotions are already.
Yeah.
All right, so have y'all damn.
Nope.
Ask the question.
Nope.
Yeah,
Let's
fuck
keep it-
that.
Nope.
We came in at 100.
Yeah.
100,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask the question.
As we talking about as trainers or in general?
As
Whatever.
trainers, brother. Trainers, yeah, trainers. That's what this episode is about.
So,
Get out of here.
so as trainers, have y'all ever fucked up the bag like that?
Nah.
Keep it 100 right now.
Nah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I keep
Nah.
it 100 right now. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Oh.
It didn't start off that way, but
It never does.
There was an aspect that we started working together, and it wasn't necessarily my client, but I'm speaking with the business.
Yeah.
You know, and at a point there was impasse, something we couldn't like leap over.
Yeah.
So I think it was a mutual decision to like just all connection has to be done here.
That's interesting that you say that because
Wait a minute. No. Your turn.
Have I? No, actually.
Okay, just making sure.
I haven't, no.
You like to leave yourself out of shit.
I mean, y'all don't ask me.
No, me no.
What was the question again?
What?
What? You talking about me?
Have you ever fucked up the bag by
Mixing business and pleasure.
serving the wrong crack?
You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. Early in my career, yes. But you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Like you live and you learn. And that was a hard lesson.
Yeah, especially if they go to the same gym. Like they're a member and
yeah.
you train them.
Yeah,
It was
I can't do that.
a
That's
hard
nasty.
lesson.
I can't do
That's
that.
a lot of boundaries.
Yeah, that's nasty work. That's nasty
it
work.
It was a hard lesson. And it's one of those things. I'm human, and all of us are human.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't control your emotions. And as a trainer, sometimes you might even okay, I look at it like this, right? Sometimes as a trainer, because you with this person so much, 3 times a week at an hour, I'm very inquisitive. I'm asking questions. And then there's things that's going on. And for instance, when there's things that's going on and you telling me all these things I like to hear. Now let's say, for instance, I'm in a relationship problem. But you telling me all these
Getting them legs right.
Yeah.
Hip thrust.
She's starting to look real.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
No.
I did that?
No.
I did that?
Yeah. No, it's real.
Who taught you that?
Because emotions get involved. And then there becomes attachment that becomes involved.
Nah,
Yeah.
And it's like, what
That's true.
if? And then now those what if starts to come into play.
Yeah.
And what if you have relationship problems at home and this person's satisfying what you need? You're only human. You understand what I'm saying? And it could be one of those things where you could be in a vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
You know, I'm human, you're human. You could be in that vulnerable moment. And
Turn
that
into a
one
90s
vulnerable
R&B
moment,
video.
You could have made a mistake. It could be a mistake, or it could be something that could be the best thing that you ever did.
Yeah.
But you won't know until you take that until it happens.
Yeah.
Psychologically speaking, there's a term for that. It's called transference and countertransference. So either one, it's either when the trainer, or in this aspect, the therapist projects their feelings and kind of like identifies themselves within the patient, or the patient does the vice versa, right? And so at that degree, what would counteract that? And obviously, yes, it does come from like learning from your mistakes, but at the same time, a mind shift involvement of just being mindful of like, okay, I experienced this before. I have to keep my professionalism first. Granted, I think there is beauty and attraction in every single person.
Yes.
Right? So to that degree, we're in the gym to get better, not just mentally, but physically. Like that's going to happen. Like they're going to grow. Features are going to, get more aesthetically pleasing. And that's just the name of the game. But at the same time, you have to keep mindful of like, okay, this is a possibility. So when that possibility arises, you got to quite literally train yourself to not think that way. So
easier said than done.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. But now, the question goes: how long have you been training?
Me?
Yes.
So I'm very new. How long have I been training? I'd say a year and a half.
So then, in essence, you just started.
Yes.
So I don't know if I just can't remember. So has that ever happened to you? Have you ever but you train mostly females though.
I've trained men.
You know what I'm saying? So you train men. So has there ever been a time where a guy has even just say, for instance, oh, I like the way you train, or he might have touched your arm or something like that?
100%. I'm speaking from experience because the client that I did cross boundaries with was a male. And so I'm speaking from experience as well, and from a learning aspect. And at the same time, my psychological background has also provided me the knowledge to really take that into the gym and outside of the gym. So
right.
During the plan, it's kind of like we're not just working on your movements, we're working on you being a better person, because you're creating these habits of consistency, discipline, whatever the case may be. And that's not just for the weights. It's not just for your body. That's also for your mental. I'm dangerous?
Yes.
Why?
Because you're a psychologist, so you know how the mind works.
But it's not manipulation.
No, I didn't say manipulation.
No, I'm saying though.
No, we ain't going to.
No, we're not going nowhere. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but what I mean by dangerous is like...
Yeah, don't look at me. I ain't saying nothing.
From a physical...
I didn't say a word,
from
bro.
a physical...
But I feel like a lot of people...
He was like, what the fuck? Like,
I didn't say nothing.
Assume that that's what it is.
Because you're a trainer, but people are so vulnerable at that time. But you're seasoned enough to understand these behaviors. So you're like, okay, I know this. Let me watch out for this. I know that. Let me watch out for that.
Yeah. I think I am very aware. I'm very, I'm seasoned enough to understand what people's intentions are. I can't read your mind. I don't know your next move. But at the same time, once you show me one habit, I know some habits you're capable of.
Okay, so what do you do to counteract that then? Like, say, for instance, a guy that's like, say, for instance, has interest in you at the gym that you trained, and you see that he has interest. How do you keep it about personal training and you don't let it go there?
I wouldn't make it about anything but training unless it's brought up, to be honest with you. I wouldn't put myself in an environment that I necessarily feel uncomfortable with alone. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, it was me and another trainer, right? He's interested in me and he doesn't address it. Then I'm going to handle myself in a way that carries myself very strongly at the same time as I'm not going to make things weird. But if you make that first step and I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to just communicate with you. And I feel like same thing as a client trainer aspect, just communicate with me because there are points that I'm going to push your boundaries that maybe you're not ready for, right? So at the same time, it's not just about how that other person feels or how I'm feeling. You know, like we're all human. Some people are more direct and confrontational than others, and other people are more passive, like you said.
Right.
Like men, women, it is what it is. You know, you have to learn. It's a people's industry. It's not just we're in the gym and then I'll see you later. Bye. Right. Yeah. It's understanding, like you said, multiple dynamics of their life, not just one shoe fits all.
You methodical too, which I know. Go ahead.
Hey yo, no. I'm gonna give
now he want to passive.
Nah,
passive.
I'm passive. I'm passive. Passive.
Oh shit! You gonna take that? So you know what's funny?
What?
I think he being nice right now because usually he be trying to say some shit.
He's probably trying to save some for the next episode.
I don't know you as well, so you know I gotta know what buttons to push.
Send it.
Don't ask for checks. You're asking. So I do have a question for you though. No, I do have a question for you. Yeah. What?
You use nothing. Go ahead.
I got a question. What was or is your gym journey? Because I don't know you, so I would like to know that.
Okay. What was my gym journey?
Or is?
Man, we're getting vulnerable in here. Okay. So what was my gym journey? Essentially, I did start because I was a college athlete. I played basketball, middle school, high school, college. And then after that, I stopped playing and I was looking for like a little bit of an athletic outlet. I saw myself kind of not getting more lazy, but I wasn't as active as I normally would be. And I also saw my body getting to a point that I wasn't really pleased with. So at first base, it was let me build my physical to be something that I want it to be comfortable in my skin. Second, what came was I was in a very, very toxic relationship that truthfully I looked for an outlet. And the only thing that I knew that gave me comfort, I didn't go to parties. Like I wasn't partying often. I didn't drink. I didn't do drugs. Don't get me wrong. I did that with balance here and there, but it wasn't something that I like coped with. So also being in my program for my grad program, mental health counseling, I learned new like coping mechanisms. One thing that was never talked about was fitness. So when I was in the gym, I started to realize my mind shift and what I was taking from the gym outside of the gym. So then it became more of like a mental structure for me. So that's why I like to incorporate both. Right now, I'm just really invested in my clients, to be honest with you. I don't have a personal goal of like, I'm trying to grow anything. I'm trying to cut down. I'd say if I had a goal to state, it would be maintenance. Because right now I'm just really focused on building my business. I'm also focused on building relationships with other people, reaching a new milestone in my life, new transitions and stuff like that. So my personal goal in the gym right now is to give people what I did not have, which was guidance and an understanding of to meet them where they're at. Because at the same time, I was in the gym, I was lost. I was like, what am I doing here? The only reason I had knowledge was because I was blessed enough or grateful enough to get the experience of working under a sports medicine doctor who also had two beautiful kids that I was a nanny for, and ironically his wife was a bodybuilder. So at a point I was very much a sponge to like my surroundings, and I still am. I'm a student to the game, like, in regardless of what I put my like whatever room I'm in, I want to learn.
Right.
Like at the same time I want to make a statement, and I want my presence to be felt, but at the same time I think humility is important to understand. Like I can learn something from you, I can learn something from you, I can learn something from you. So it's not just all about me. So my goal in the gym right now is to help everyone else find their goal in the gym.
That's beautiful.
That's
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Nah, that was.
You got any tissue?
That was it. That might have been. That might
That's
have been
well spoken.
60-second clip.
Yeah, that's a 60-second clip.
Yeah.
We got it. Cut.
That's real shit. Damn, man. Okay, so now we're not gonna go into it on this one, but following consultation, what will be the follow up? What are we discussing next?
What do you mean?
In
What's
reference
the next session? What are you talking about next?
But
So that will be the first session, the initial consultation. Yeah, so now they signed up.
He said,
"Oh, they're already signed up.
That 99%.
They signed the paper?
bought.
Yeah, they bought. So now what?
Oh, now it's not. Oh, the triple P's, baby.
Oh my gosh.
The person,
You didn't hear
purpose,
The
program. So now the second P, what's your purpose of being here?
Yeah.
And now your purpose is going to determine your program.
Right.
Now, if you someone who needs to drop, let's say, 15 pounds, 1.5 pounds a week, 3 pounds every 2 weeks, 6 pounds for the month. That's just changing your diet.
Right.
So now I know I got 3 months to help you to lose 10 pounds. Okay, we're gonna lose it. And people are not consistent. That's just a fact. They're gonna go back to drinking, whatever the case may be.
Right.
They're gonna come, they're gonna be late. So let's say, and I'm pushing an hour. I'm not pushing no 30 minutes. You got to train for an hour.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Exactly what it
wasting
needs
my
to be.
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I'm
30
not gonna
minutes.
say who, but there's a gym that does exactly 30 minutes, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah, we all know that gym.
we don't
come
know
this
that
way,
gym.
guys.
Yeah, we all know that
gym.
gym.
Yeah.
But it depends what time they give me. If you 15 minutes late, I'm gonna give you a 45-minute workout. I'm
Right.
gonna cut some things out of the session. If
Mhm.
you training for 30 minutes, some people they only can afford 30 minutes. Now if you 10 minutes late, I'm gonna give you a 15-minute high intensity workout. And you're not gonna like that, and you're gonna always come on time after.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because it's gonna be run, jump, run, jump, run, jump. You're gonna be running to the point where you're like, listen, you know what? I'm gonna come on time next time. You know, because you're not gonna like. I don't even like those workouts, and I
Yeah.
work out. I would dread that workout. You know, so
How about for us before being a trainer? Have we ever had a trainer? Were we ever?
I did, but mine was friends of mine. All my friends back when I lived in Florida were bodybuilders.
Let me tell you something. The title don't matter. Guidance,
Yeah.
mentor, trainer.
No, I had
Yeah.
plenty. I had plenty. A lot of my friends in the gym wise
Yeah.
were bodybuilders. So that was my foundation, and what they taught me, I took from that was 10 plus years ago
Yeah.
to all the way until till
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Yo, say something.
sorry.
Say something.
I ain't saying.
Say something.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing.
I'm ready to yo.
Yeah, I know he been off for a couple episodes. Do y'all remember his age?
No.
Yeah.
I came back rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Across the equator. I came back younger, you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
But yeah, mine was all bodybuilders. No matter if it was physique or competitive bodybuilding, like I've had a friend in each category, and he all taught me something different. So I take all of that. Those were my trainers back in the day, though.
Okay.
Like I said before, like the people that I worked around, I'd say that was my biggest like influence, as well as I've had friends that are powerlifters, bodybuilders, personal trainers, and to be honest with you, influencers. Like there was a time that I leaned toward people on Instagram showing what they did, showing the habits that they created to build their foundation up. And there are times that I'll go back, and personally, I like to go to the ones that are like not just certified, but also with a degree, like a PhD in training, or for like that research knowledge, because they
Yeah.
also have that research base,
Kinesiology and all of that.
that direct research base, rather than someone just showing me what they can do. So I also like to do like a lot of research as well as being mentored. I like both aspects.
Who's your favorite influencer? Like,
To be honest
fitness-wise?
with you, all right, there's two. One, he's Brett Contreras, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's very like booty building based. So women,
Is that the dude that be wearing the short shorts?
yeah, jean shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't like that.
He be doing
guy.
his own thing.
Yeah.
No, but they're long. They're not short. They're like up to here.
Oh, then we not talking about the same
Oh,
person.
okay. And then the other one, she's actually from either Sweden or Switzerland. Her name is Hannah Oberg. And she's just she shows both sides of her life. Like, she's a normal person, and she also used to be a bodybuilder. So at that point, it creates that balance. Like, mentally, it made it more realistic. Like, I can really align these values with this person, because they're just like, at the end of the day, we're all just people.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all just looking to
Yes.
connect with someone.
Yep.
It's not just about, can I lift that up? Because, yeah, you could lift that up eventually. If you can't do it now, you could do it later.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to connect with someone. And I think that's a big reason people get coaches.
What about you?
You know what's crazy? Yeah. You know what's crazy? I don't know if y'all could tell. I was a hard-headed motherfucker when I was younger.
You don't know if
right?
you could tell?
You know what?
We know you.
Yeah, I know. I was just curious what you were going to say. But nah, I was a hard-headed motherfucker when I was younger. So in reality, I probably had it. The opportunity was there, but I just didn't. I was like, man.
You didn't use it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Also, different lifestyles, so it's different reasons behind that. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing that played a part for me personally, but I'm not going to go into that right now.
Yeah.
So afterwards, like getting into it, once I built some level of consistency, I would definitely say I started getting more, like I started delving into it a lot more. So like, like really looking into stuff like the research, really looking into like people that would just discipline in reference to such. Like I didn't really care. I got hit probably like later on to the whole like content creator influencer thing, because for me, I think I looked at it more so like, yo, forget what you post. Who actually has discipline?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could post, I could chop up mad shit, edit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do it all the time. But it's like, what are you actually doing? You know? So it was, I had to go into one of those things where it's like, I did research and I took from different parts, but I didn't make one thing concrete because I didn't want to believe one thing and then disregard everything else. And then like the rest, I really put pressure on myself, if I'm being honest. And I think you guys can attest to this, being that I was in a gym for whatever time when you guys were here,
right.
Even with you guys helping me, to be honest. But like once I got serious with my shit, there was no talking. You know what I'm saying? Then it became become motherfuckers like, yo, when you get big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just, and like
never. Every Saturday.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Every Saturday.
But like it was never any cockiness to it. But it was just like I had to laugh because I'm like, yo, I look at certain things and I'm like, this is why I don't watch everyone else. Because a lot of these people, yo, y'all could have been bigger than me. Y'all could have been pushing way more than me or whatever the case, whatever the fuck your goal is.
Right.
Whatever. But another thing I never did was compare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think I took like the hard route by choice, but also I wasn't blessed like you guys to kind of have like those people around, like kind of like naturally, or just coincidentally.
I mean, you are now.
You all right. Yeah. You know what's crazy? What's crazy? He's saying that, but let me. Should I be cocky?
Nah, go ahead. Look conceited. Look conceited is always needed.
More than me. You don't lift more than like. Let's really talk it.
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Let's really talk it.
Because I got the rebuttal of all rebuttals.
Go ahead.
Nah, say what you gotta say first. Get it all out.
What's your number?
Get it all out.
What's your numbers looking like?
My numbers don't matter. Get it all out right now.
Vacay, so you weak as shit right now.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But
I took 2 vacations back to back.
On real shit, I think that's what it was for me. So the other half, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I gather from people that's more so like personal for myself, like you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, yo, I know the knowledge is there, I know the work ethic is there, and I know I have that in myself as well. So I'm gonna just go, forward. That's the only way we looking at it. So I think for me, that was a big deal for me. That's how I looked at it. And now I kind of do have like more interest in looking to be like, oh, who's this? And like, what are they about? And like, what background do they have? Like, or do they have a degree? You know what I'm saying? What certifications do they have?
Right.
What's their split? Like all of that type of stuff. And then once in a blue, I'll still try stuff. I'm not saying like I'm like I don't know it all. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what? Let me incorporate this and see what this is like. You know? So I'll do that. Like, but that's where I'm at.
Thanks for the shout out. I appreciate it.
Man, fuck you.
What he meant to say was thank you for the support.
Yeah. All right, yeah. What about y'all?
As far as what was the question?
This nigga.
No, I have the same question
again.
I feel like
because I've been listening. That's why I've been listening.
Influences in
the influences for me.
Influences?
No, I'm gonna give some real shit. Like there was a dude where I was at. It's a kid named Ahmad. He was at the gym where I was at, and pardon my French, but this motherfucker arms was just huge, and I saw the reactions he would get from the females. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. And I'm like 144 wet.
Yeah.
So I'm tall and skinny. And I never forget what this girl said to me. She said, if you turn sideways, you disappear.
No way. Somebody said that to you?
She said that to me she told me that. She said, if you turn sideways, disappear. And that literally fueled me. I was like, what? I was like, all right, I got something for you.
Yeah.
I got something for you.
Wow.
But I didn't do it just based off of that. But I saw what he did and the discipline that he had. Muslim kid. And he was always reading. So what I did was before I even started working out, I literally read for 1 year before I did anything. Just straight reading, just reading. So by the time I got to start working out, in the first 3 months, I was pushing what dudes that been in the gym for a year.
Right.
Because I took the time to read. And I had to learn the hard way. So anything that I do now, I'm reading about it. I'm not jumping into it. I'm gonna read about it before I even do it, because I want to know the ins and out of it, and then I make my life easier. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my journey.
Go ahead and plug your book too.
Oh yeah. So with my book, it's called Why the Fuck You're Not Prospecting. It's a book for personal trainers. It's a self-help book teaching personal trainers how to overcome objections, how to basically program, and things to expect as a trainer once you get on the job. I'm sorry I didn't bring it today. I'm gonna bring it on the next one and the next one and the next one. And you could get it. You could go to my website, kevinbelgard.com, and you'll find it there. Very, very, very informative. If you want to take your selling personal training to the next level, then cop that book. And in order for them to see your skills, you're gonna have to learn how to sell personal training. Because if you can't sell a package, then no one can never know what you can do.
Right.
So you gotta sell first, sell the package, and then display your skills. So that's what it comes down to.
That's a fact. Asia, give yourself a shout out once more. Let them know.
Thank you for having me. I'm Asia J. Lifts. I support everyone in the gym, everyone's journey, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever you need. Maybe I can help you. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best fitness coach in the industry. I'm just starting, right? But at the same time, I think it's a learning process for everyone. I think what attracts us is the physical aspects that are promoted, but what makes us stay are the effects, like mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I hope to work with some of y'all soon. Thank you for having me.
All right. You're welcome. No problem. It's great having you. Speaks and Sip, y'all.
Wait a minute. I'm Orlando.
Back.
I'm back. I'm going to be on every episode from here on out. Just letting y'all know. I got one more vacation in the books, and that's it.
Yo, this has been another episode of Speaks and Sip, y'all.
We out.
We out.